So we have another data point in our building belief that Ron DeSantis simply is not ready for prime time and would completely fail if he did try to run against Donald Trump in the Republican primary, which is not yet a foregone conclusion. We're still going to have to wait and see whether DeSantis chooses to get into this race, a campaign for DeSantis that is rapidly collapsing before it even starts. Ron DeSantis had a complete and total meltdown when asked about this former Guantanamo Bay detention center detainee who has claimed that DeSantis observed when he was being tortured. Now, DeSantis for a long time has been saying, no, I wasn't in any position of power at the time or whatever. And DeSantis just flips out here. And again, you can tell he is not ready to be confronted with tough questions by journalists. I don't think if this is how he reacts to a simple question and gets so heated and triggered, I don't see how he could possibly succeed on a debate stage with Donald Trump. Check this out. The latest DeSantis off the handle.
No, none of all that's BS. No, totally BS. Yeah. Who said that? How would they know me? Okay, think about that. Do you honestly believe that's credible? So this is 2006. I'm a junior officer. Do you honestly think that they would have remembered me from Adam? Of course not. They're just trying to get into the news because they know people like you will consume it because it fits your preordained narrative that you're trying to spin. Focus on the facts and stop worrying about
attacking the person asking the question about newsworthy claims that have been made is not going to get you a lot of supporters in many circles, including Republican circles. A better thing to do would be to answer the question substantively. The problem is that in 2018, DeSantis also was asked about this, and he sure made it sound like he was very much involved in what was going on at Guantanamo Bay.
In a facility, so it's limited, but some of the things they would do hunger strikes, and you actually had 3 detainees that committed suicide with hunger strikes. So everything at that time was legal in nature one way or another. So the commander wants to know, well, how do I combat this? So one of the jobs of the legal advisor would be like, hey, you actually can force feed. Here's what you can do. Here's kind of the rules of that.
Wow, he certainly seems to know super specifically the exact number of people that were subjected to this, that, or the other thing, and says he was weighing in with opinions about exactly what to do.
So during the feeding, a group of officers arrived with the interpreters, with the interrogators, campus staff, medical staff. They were behind the fence, and I saw one of them was Ron DeSantis in a military uniform. And he was, while I was screaming, yelling because I couldn't breathe of the inshore, and was like, I was bleeding because they really insert a thick tube through my nose. So I was like calling them, asking, and he was actually laughing, looking at the other officers and smiling.
All right. Now, could this guy be lying? Absolutely. Absolutely. But the totality of how DeSantis is handling these questions, given his eagerness to show how specifically he knew about every detail of what was being done there, do we believe that on a place as small as Guantanamo Bay, DeSantis would have been advising about exactly what to do and yet never present at these events? Very difficult to believe. Cut to now getting angry at the reporter for even asking the question. He is not ready for prime time. I hope that he does run, because it's abundantly clear that his campaign would be a complete and total humiliating mess. Maybe he can mess up Trump's campaign to some degree, but as far as a serious presidential candidate, DeSantis is truly lacking. If you or one of your parents is starting to lose your hearing, you're not alone. About 48 million Americans have hearing loss, and only 1 in 5 people who would benefit from using a hearing aid are actually using one. Our sponsors, MD Hearing, create FDA-registered, rechargeable hearing aids that cost a fraction of what you typically pay. For example, MD Hearing's new Neo model costs less than 10% of what those marked up hearing aids are being sold for at most hearing clinics. And the Neo is MD Hearing's smallest hearing aid ever. No one will even know that it's there. I have a close family friend who uses MD Hearing and loves it. She said it performs better than any hearing aid that she's used, and it's far less noticeable. MD Hearing even offers a 45-day risk-free trial with a 100% money-back guarantee. So you can buy with confidence, and they have a special deal for my audience. When you buy a pair of hearing aids, you'll get them for just $149.99 each, plus they'll include a free extra charging case. Go to mdhearing.com and use the code PACMAN. The link is down below.